In this video, as we continue to graph square root and cube root functions, I'm going to show you how to do that using a couple of pieces of technology. First off, on a graphing calculator, if I'm going to graph the square root of x, I go to the y equals menu, and I find the square root key right above x squared, and I'll put an x there, and that's it. I'll hit graph. And there it is. Starts at 0, 0, continues on forever. One interesting thing to note about this is you find out the domain and the range of these functions. If I was to go look at my table, which I could do by hitting second and then the graph key, I've got, currently my table is set to be independent ask mode, where I type in x values and it tells me the corresponding y values, such as and so forth. So if I were to type in a negative number, let's say -1, my calculator comes back with error. Same thing with -2, -4, anything else that I would type in that was negative, because my domain for this function are x values that are greater than or equal to 0. My graphing calculator knows this. Now if I were to graph the cube root of x, which I'll do next, I could go to the math menu, pull up the cube root function, and take the cube root of x, and hit graph. You'll notice in red the cube root function's graph, the same as it was when we graphed it by hand right here. Again, if I were to go check the table and see some interesting things going on here, with the cube root of 0 is 0, cube root of 1 is 1, cube root of 2 is decimal, 4 decimal, etc. But now negative numbers work. When I take the cube root of -1, I get -1. And when I take the cube root of -2, I get a negative decimal. All good. So it's just graphing square root and cube root functions using the graphing calculator.